How long after a cycle does your natural testosterone recover? And a little spoiler, it doesn't happen in 2 weeks like many people think. The most popular myth is, I'll do PCT and in a month or two everything will be back to normal, I'll feel great. But in reality it's much more complicated, and for most people it takes much longer. On average, full recovery typically takes 2 to 3 months. If the cycle wasn't excessively long, the compounds used weren't too harsh and the specific dosages weren't too high. 3 to 6 months if there were many cycles, there were bridges, the compounds were quite strong, and if more or less the person monitored their blood work during the cycle. And from 6 months to quite a long period of time, if the cycles were chaotic, the person didn't monitor anything and did everything just by feel, based on general well-being, friends' recommendations, comments, and so on and so forth. In fact, these numbers are just given based on personal experience and practical work with clients. But in reality, everything is strictly individual for each person. And when my clients ask me such questions in our correspondence, I always say that you need to look at the test results to see how quickly they will recover, as well as pay attention to your personal well-being. Your testosterone doesn't come back to you at the snap of a finger or on a specific calendar day, but rather under certain conditions. The duration and number of cycles, whether you did bridges, your estradiol and prolactin levels, the state of your liver, sleep and stress, genetics, age, and how you came off the cycle. If these factors are negative for you, then your recovery is delayed or may not happen at all. Essentially, PCT is not just a switch you flip on, it's an attempt to help the body, and sometimes it's simply a statement of fact. That's why many people, even a year after a cycle, still experience problems with libido, lack of energy, lack of motivation, and test results below normal. And they don't realize that the problem actually stems from the previous cycle, and without a proper post-cycle protocol, each subsequent cycle makes recovery even more difficult.